Hello, this is Cornelia. This is my EX7 experiment. So in this we have 4 programs. Let's go ahead with it and check. So in this program we are going to use all the system calls, the basic system calls. So here we are going to use the read and write or open. So now I have 2 files. I want to copy the content of one file into another file. So what we are going to do, we have 2 FD, one is for reading and one is for writing. And then I have a buffer and I have 2 more array variable, which is one is for source file name and another is for target file name. So we'll ask the user to enter the source file name, that is from which source, from which file I should copy the content to which file. So that will be the source file name and the target file name. After we get that, first of all what we have to do, we have to open the file, read it and then write it to the target file. So first we will say fd1 open and read only. If fd1 is if it returns -1, meaning there is no source files exist like that. So next we will go for fd2 open write only. So if it is being read, now we have to write it in f2. So if it is -1, then we'll create fn2 comma 777 and then we'll give them permission to read from which file, from fd1 and write it in fd2. And then we say that content of the file is copied. Now we have to close 1 and 2. Let's check the output. Since it is a C++ file, we have to give G++. So let my source file be sample.txt and my target be file3.txt. So the content is being copied, and now we'll go for the next program. Okay. In this program we have 3 file descriptor, and then I have 3 another variables, and we have buffer1, buffer2, buffer3. In this program we are going to use 3 files, meaning from the first file and second file I'll read first file and second file, and then I'll have to concatenate I have to display them in the third file. So we have 3 files, so 3 descriptors, 3 other variables and 3 buffer and 3 array. First we'll ask the user to enter the first file name, and then we'll read it like before. If it is -1, then file does not exist. Else we will read it from the file and the content of the first file is being read, that is being stored in buffer1. Similarly, second file also, we'll open it, we'll read it. If it is -1, file does not exist, or we'll take those content and copy it in buffer2. Now we'll ask, we have a small formula which is s3 is equal to s1 plus s2. So in the s3 variable I'm copying the content of s1 and s2, and that will be stored here. Now that I have to display it in the file 3. So enter the new file name, which is f3, and then create it and then write. Now we read from f1 and f2, sorry, s1 and s2. Now I have to write it in f3. So write fd3 from buffer1 and from buffer2, and then we'll close it. Now we have to open fd3 to show that content as those copied files. So we'll display that. Let's see the output. So the first file name is new1.txt. The content of the first file is okay, and let's check for the another content, file1.txt. So this has experiment 7 and con. Now we'll enter the new file, which is now the content of this file is being copied. Now let's go ahead for the third experiment. In this program we have a file descriptor, we have a buffer, and we have an input stream. And then I am asking the user to enter the file name, After that we have open command system call, where we have read and write. Till now we have read only, we have seen only read only and write only, so we are going to see read and write. So if it is -1, then file does not exist as usual, or we'll read fd buffer 200, and the content of the file are, it will display the content and additional content. If you want to add any more content to it, we'll add that, and then that will be stored in the input stream. Now we have to write it. We have read it, now we have to write it. So we'll write those content, and then we say fd open in read only, and we display whether to see whether it has been copied or not. Let's go ahead and check with that. We have some more left. We have here 3 is equal to s1 plus s2, which is we'll enter the new file name and then create it, and then again we have to write it in fd3, and then we have read it, and then the content of the new file is. Excuse me. Sorry for the interrupt. We'll go ahead with the last program. Here what are we going to do is, we're going to ask the user to enter a file, and in that file we can do 3 operations, which is beginning, random and end. So if it is beginning, I can remove letters from the beginning. Random, I can randomly remove letters from the file, or at the end, from the end it will start removing letters. So that's what we're going to do. So that we have taken as case 0, case 1 and case 2. Yeah. So we asked the user to enter the name, and we save it. If it is -1, then file does not exist. So we gave them 3 choices to begin from the beginning, or random, or at the end. So accordingly it will be taken to 3 cases. So if it is in the beginning, it will check for the pointer, position lseek. Lseek is another system call, and then it finds the position. So after finding the 0th position, it will minus the value. I mean, it will remove the values from the beginning, and it will display. Similarly for random, we give 1 position, so it will randomly take some value, and then it will display. End is similar. From the reverse part, it will start removing letters and then display. So let's check the output once. I have already displayed it here. So I've asked to enter the file name, which is f1.txt, and it has the content check and a semicolon. So I've given it from the beginning. So, and I want to remove the first letter. So from check, C has been removed. So this is the program above. Thank you.